Labor rights, ring the bell them. Winner, we are winner, we are winner. JLP winner, we are winner, we are winner. Labor rights, winner, we are winner, we are winner. When the hand them there, Labor Party a big up Jamaica. We ever want to Jamaica. Winner.
Buff Bay Market. We're going to be here for quite a long time because we're going to count to 1 million. 1 million. So let us get ready to starting to count to 1 million. So let us start. 1 million. Congratulations, MP. Mayor, congratulations. Councillor. No. CEO. So the market is now open for business. Listen, when you look at this in comparison to what it was before, no man, look at it. The man, it gives everything to the market that never existed before. Yeah man. Yeah man. Really look. Here is what we call the haberdashery section of the market. And after discussions with the vendors, we put in this area. Now, I don't want you to hear it from me, but I want you to speak to someone who for many years have had bad experiences. You can say your name and what this is.
My name is Nisha Dharma. I live in Buff Bay. I've been selling on the street from 2012. And I'm telling you, I've had a lot of bad experience. The rain come wet me, things them wet up. Me I feel left me things them all over, people destroy them. Boy, it's like God send you guys. It's like I'm so ready for a store. And this is a store. This is more than what I'm so thankful. I just want to thank you, Mr. McKenzie, Mr. Vaz. I want to thank you very much because I know this is going to work and it will work. Just from everybody come off the street, from we are all off the street and is here, everybody will come here because they don't have any other choice but to come here. And I'm so much thankful for this. I'm telling you. And you can count on me.
All right.
To be on the street for a long time. I dropped out of school for a very early age because of pregnancy. So I'm started selling from I was 16 and I was back and forth on the street, going places and people saying this is their spot and that is their spot. But now, Mr. McKenzie and Mr. Vaz, I thank you so much for this opportunity that I can say that, all right.
Legal friend, Member of Parliament, Darrell Vaz, hard-working Member of Parliament, give him a big hand in his own background. Thank you, Reverend, for your prayers and for the performers who just did their performance a short while ago. This is a very special day because after years, finally we are seeing the fruits of the labor of all those persons who have worked tirelessly to ensure that this market is reopened. This market is ready for business. Remember coming here with Minister Vaz about 5 years ago. When I came here, the market was in operation, but not looking good. Because first of all, there was no sanitary facilities. And the state of the market was not pleasing.
I gave a commitment then that we would provide the funds to undertake the repairs to the man. But when we started, we recognized that it makes no sense. We put cola champagne in a J's bottle because it makes no sense. So it never makes sense you tear off the label off the bottle, put on a new label, but the inside still remains the same. And we took a decision, and I must commend the Member of Parliament because he made available from his CDF, I think it was about $5 or $6 million, $5 million towards the renovation of the market. But I'm glad we took that decision because what we have now is not a renovated market, is a brand new market built from the ground up. So there is nothing old that has been painted over to have a new market. The $55 million that have been spent, we're going to be spending some more because additional shops for arbitrary business will be constructed at the rear of the market, and those works will commence shortly because the additional funds of the $11 million I think that was requested have been signed off and will be made available. So we're looking at close to $70 million that will be spent on this new look Buff Bay market. And I want to tell you that this will be the first market built by local government that will have CC cameras in the market. We are going to be installing cameras in the market as a part of the security feature of the market. Also, we are going to be looking to use energy saving mechanisms as a means of reducing the price of electricity. Let me say this. The vendors who are going to be operating in the market, the butchers, those who are selling ground provisions and those who are selling clothing. If you want, and already in the meat shop, we are able to control the flow of electricity. The market is equipped so that nobody can run lights, play music without having some level of control. So JPS has a new system, and Minister Vaz knows about it. That you want electricity, you can buy credit. So if you want $1,000 worth of light for the week, the market is equipped that once you have used that amount of electricity, we will be able to control it. Now, what we're doing is not to deprive you from having light. Let me say this, and I know the mischief makers out there want something to jump on. We'll jump on it, but let me say this. 98% of the fires in markets across Jamaica has been, let me put it, from thief like at the market and burn down the market. Then 98% of the fires. The government, the local authorities cannot afford any longer to sustain illegal connections in the market, and that is why this Buffet market has all the features where the vendors can apply for the light in a controlled fashion. The government is helping you to ensure you can't burn down this market, you know. Look at this market. You have natural light, natural air. And the market will operate, and I hear the preacher in his prayers asking that the market operate as the market regulations requires the market to operate between a certain time of day. The markets are not to be operated 24 hours a day. This market is not to facilitate people sleeping into the market. So I want to make it clear. The new Buffet market will be the template for all markets that are going to be built by the Ministry of Local Government going forward. The new market in Spalding will look like this. The new market that we are going to be building in Alexandria, in St. Anne, will look like this. And I'm saying to the vendors and the residents here in Buffet that what is here today is because of the steady hands of a government that has managed the affairs of Jamaica, while we are able to spend this money to rebuild the Buffet market and to improve the services so that you, the vendors operating here, can benefit from a new market. So, what we have here today, let me just tell you what is here. 48 stalls, fruits and vegetables. 5 stalls for butchers. If you go in there now, it is the best butcher stall anywhere in Jamaica. You have it here in Buffet. 5. The public health department has approved what exists there. We have 6 shops for haberdashery because we're not leaving out anybody. Last time I was here, a lady spoke to me. She don't sell clothes. She don't sell ground provisions. She have grocery. We're going to be building the shops to facilitate those vendors who ply their trade by selling grocery in the market. That provision, the work have started, and those shops will be completed in short time. We're putting in water tank, water harvesting, so that when the market is to be washed, we will generate water to wash the market. Over 2,000 gallons will be stored to provide adequate water for the cleaning and the maintenance of the market. As I said before, the camera system, we're going to be spending close to $2 million installing these cameras in and around the market. And as we put in these infrastructure, the new feature of the market also is a brand new sanitary block. over there, brand new. I was in St. Elizabeth yesterday, in Junction, opening a brand new sanitary facility that was built in Junction for the town. And they were criticized me there. See how I tell you. But as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, the work of local government is not just to clean, drain and do bushing. Because a lot of them, the only representation that they know to offer is to clean, drain and to do bushing. They don't know that providing public sanitary facilities is a part of the responsibility of local government. And especially in our markets. I know what is sad about it. Last year, and I have to repeat it again, last year we spent over $200 million renovating markets and public sanitary facilities across the country. And you know, when I hear them criticizing me about going to work toilet in Kingston, the KSMAC benefited from that money. They did the Poppy Market, they did the toilet at Poppy Market, St. Andrew. And they did the Crossroads Market in Crossroads. The market is in the constituency of the leader of the opposition. And he was there at the opening of the sanitary convenience and the market in Crossroads. Nobody never criticized him for going. So why are we criticizing me now for doing the job that I'm supposed to do as the Minister of Local Government? Let me say this. You cannot criticize us for carrying out the jobs that we have been appointed to do. It is our constitutional responsibility to do the work. And I am not going to stop cut ribbons and open facilities because you can only do that when you are performing. And we in local government is proud of our achievements since 2016, and the parish of Portland has benefited significantly out of local government. The fire in your capital has left you without a proper market. My last visit here, we met with the vendors in Port Antonio, and we showed them the new design for the new Musgrave market. And you know the good thing about it? The man who designed the market is a son of Portland. And he was the one that did the design for the urban center in Port Antonio. The design for the Buffalo market will be put out to tender shortly. And once that is done, we will now move expeditiously to commence the process for the rehabilitation of a new Musgrave market. People say not now go on. But a new market is being opened now in Buffalo. They tell me say not now go on. And we now moving to do something else important to them. Something must have gone for this to be happening. And I want to urge the vendors. Now that the market is completed. The last time I was here I said, because some of you have been faithful and you're outer street, we ain't waiting up outer street. Everybody come take the back with them. When this market is officially open, you will have access to the market for the next 5 months without paying any market for the next 5 months. Because we know the struggle that you have been going through over the last 6 years. And you know, we can boast about our track record when it comes out to market. Because since 2016, we have built about 6 brand new markets in the country. If I ask my friends, what is it that they have done for markets? I can tell you. What they do, they lease out the markets to their friends. I was in Dallas recently. That market was leased out for over 25 years to their friends, while the vendors sat outside the gate and watched the market being used to sell carbon. And after a long wait, the vendors in Dallas, they have gone back in the market. They said they're willing to go in here while the work is taking place. And I want to thank them for their patience and understanding. Markets are critical to the economy of the country. It is a source of revenues that the local authorities benefit from significantly. Close to 30% of the revenues of the local authorities come from markets. There are 37 markets in Jamaica, and 90% of those markets are over 100 years old. And the markets have not only contributed to the economy of the local authorities, it also contributes to the wider economy of the country, and it also is responsible for the amount of Jamaicans who have meaningful employment. So those of you who operate in the markets, you have contributed to the reduction in the high unemployment rate in the country. Markets play a significant role in the economy of the country. It is the lifeline of many Jamaicans. And it is not only the vendors who ply their trades in the market that benefit. The farmers who provide the product out of the ground and sell it to those who sell in the market. And one of the things that we must never fail to recognize, that 99% of those who operate in our markets are females. Hundreds, thousands of Jamaicans have gone through high school, university, have become outstanding men and women because their mother and sometimes father ply their trades in the market. And this government recognizes that you must upgrade the quality of the markets. And we are going to, in the next term of this administration, we are going to continue to improve on what we have been doing. And within the next 5 years, we are expecting that every parish in Jamaica will either have a new market or an improved market, because the government cares, and we feel that vendors are important to the livelihood of Jamaica, and we must show the kind of respect that is due by providing the facilities that will enable persons to continue to do the things that they want to do. But I want to urge the vendors to take good care of this facility. You can't hungry it in a chaka way. It must be done in an orderly fashion. And those persons who are coming to support you, urging you to treat them with respect. The market is a friendly place. It is somewhere that I hope that when people come, you can develop relationships. Market should not be seen as a place where you just come and you buy and you come out. There is nowhere inside here to store no whole box, so no rat, and no mangoes and all these things there. No cockroach. This is a state-of-the-art market right here in the town of Buff Bay, and you must all be proud of this facility and treat it good. Treat it well. So today, I am happy. I know all of you are happy. This is just the start of the good things that the parish of Portland will continue to benefit from out of the government of Dr. Andrew Holness. I urge you this morning not to get carried away by those who would want to promise.
We ever want for Jamaica. We not run like Jamaica. We just love the Jamaica.
You to them and say, I need a market. If 50 vendors go to them and say, I need a market, they will tell you, I am going to give you 50 markets. That won't work. We have been tried, tested, and proven. And this is a government that recognizes and respects the work of persons who are associated with local government. So I urge you all to take care. Last thing, I am not expecting to drive through Buff Bay and see any vendors on the streets of Buff Bay. Let me repeat it. I am not expecting to see one vendor on the streets of Buff Bay vending. This is why you have the man. I remember coming here and when the lady then done with me, a bone head in shame. Now I'm holding my head up because we made a commitment to you. I never made a promise. I made a commitment to you and we have fulfilled that commitment. It's up to you now to continue the partnership. That is what government is all about. We are your servants. It is your tax dollar. But we administer on your behalf. I urge you to use this and use it to the best of your ability. God bless you and thank you.